Every single game on the board for Saturday in the NHL, and we are here to cover it. We're here to give you guys some thoughts, some picks, some props, some sides, some totals, whatever it might be. And I will tell you firsthand that we might have more thoughts on one game than the other. We're going to try and keep this within 20 to 30 minutes because I know a lot of you guys like the quicker videos. And I got Perlo joining me here tonight once again. We were going to have a recorded episode, but we decided to go live here tonight. I got a couple of you guys here already in the live chat. Looking forward to having Perlo with me. I believe we had some great calls when he was on with us the last time, but we went about an hour, and we're going to try and cut that back by a little while. It's so fun chatting hockey, but I know a lot of you guys do like the quicker videos. There's the hardcores that will stick around for long, but I know some of you guys want to be a little bit more in and out, and there's so many games to get to on Saturday that we don't want to waste too much time. But I'll tell you one thing I do love is that tomorrow, now we got college basketball back, we got college football back, there's so much stuff. CFL playoffs, which I know I'm on an island with how much I love CFL. But NHL starts early tomorrow as well. There are sports tomorrow from early morning, if you're maybe a soccer fan, until all the way late at night. So it's going to be a really, really good day. So shout out to Timothy. Shout out to Willow. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to everybody being here. Willow, yeah, I had 4% first period over and 1% on the full game over. I'll tell you what, that first period over cashed, but the full game, the dreaded 4-1, the Carmine and I always talk about, that could be a little bit tougher. But Timothy, good to have you here, man. Decided to have a live video tonight, not pre-recorded. So any thoughts, any questions anybody has, we'll be happy to get to it. So I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, Nick, I hand you on puck time today. Carm said he had 2 pod plays. He only gave out 1. He did give out both, actually. He did give out both. The one for Saturday is the first period over in the Vegas game. So there it is. All right, Perlo, let's bring him in. How are you, brother? How's your night going?
Oh, it's going really good. I like you did get kind of messed up with that over as well in the Detroit game, but I had the first period and some decent props. I broke even on that game, but Minnesota, I got a lot. I hit everything on that game, so doing good so far.
You know, I had the Minnesota Wild as well, and I'm kind of proud because I lost on them last night, and I was like, you know what? It's not all bad. Sometimes the second half of a back-to-back, it's not an immediate fade, right? Like, no. Just because a team is on the second half of a back-to-back doesn't mean they're going to lose. And that St. Louis and Buffalo one was probably a pretty good example the other day. I think that's maybe you and I were talking about that potentially.
Yeah.
And, you know, everything pointed towards Buffalo. But the only thing, and I think I might have seen this after you and I did our show together, was Braden Shen looked disgusted. Like he blamed himself. He blamed the team. He said and it's so typical cliche handicapping, but when a captain of a team rips apart everybody, you kind of think that the next night they're going to show up, and they definitely did. But I'll tell you what, I haven't been having the greatest run the past week or two, and tonight's looking like a real good night so far. So knock on wood. We got the Winnipeg Jets team total. We got some player props. We cashed with the first period over in the Rangers game. You know, we've got the Wild at plus money, so we're hoping for a really good night. But let's not waste any time, brother. We got some early games on Saturday. This is what people are here for, whether you're watching live or you're watching on Saturday. People will want to hear us talk about the Saturday games. So before I get started, I will ask you, do you approach these early games any different? I keep saying this every week that I wish for the whole season I would just automatically bet these unders because they're going to win more often than not. It seems like just the players are kind of out of sort and games do tend to go lower scoring. Do you bet the early games any different than you do bet regular time games?
Well, like everything, it's context, right? It's based on what teams are playing, how good they are in day games, and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's context. But I do agree that I do shy away from overs more in the day during the day for sure. Especially if it's a strong first period under team, I like to take those during the day games because it can take a while for them to get going in the first right off the bat. whether they're in a back-to-back, whether they got a game the next day, all of those sort of things come into play.
Yeah, and it's all situational, of course, but for some of the teams, it just seems like they're just maybe even the first period unders, maybe not even the full game, but the first period unders. It's sometimes
first
you start
period
a little
unders
bit slow.
for sure.
Yeah, boring. You're all excited to watch the first game of the day, and then it's like, oh, this is what you guys have for me? Is this type of effort?
Yeah.
You're all pumped up to watch
Because
hockey, and then
they know that they're off their schedule and they don't want to make mistakes. Teams don't want to make mistakes, so they're usually more sure on their passes, and they take it back in the defensive zone more careful. Yeah, more careful.
Yeah, good point. Anthony, don't recognize the name. Good evening to you from Vancouver. Awesome. Well, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Ryan, you're getting some love here from Ryan here, Perlo. There we go.
Ryan's a great supporter of what things that I do, and I'm a great supporter of you too, Ryan. Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Hey, well, I appreciate you, man. You were in the bullpen. You came up, and I wanted to have someone to chat with, and I know you love talking hockey, so I appreciate you coming on twice in 1 week.
I'm probably
twice
ready.
in 1 week. All right, so Pittsburgh, New Jersey. I've been talking for so long about these teams that are just doing so well right now, and you don't want to go against them. You don't want to go against them because they're doing so well. And I've probably been against Pittsburgh more than I'm proud to admit here, Perlo. But we don't see a ton of odds on this game, but there are some numbers out. New Jersey off that game against Montreal. And here's actually an angle that Prez from WagerTalk likes to use is you back a team when they're coming off a game that maybe they didn't necessarily deserve to win. And I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, you and I both talked about it was a New Jersey spot against Montreal, right? And I think New Jersey played well. However, they were down and had to come back. After they had the lead, they were down to come back, win in overtime. So I do think we're going to get a razor-sharp effort out of New Jersey here.
Yeah, I agree. And like you, I mean, I faded Pittsburgh that game against Washington like you did, but I did have the over. And although this is a day game, I can't do anything but over here either. Hamilton is going to be out for New Jersey. They've got really going to be difficult defensively. The only thing that has me kind of shying a little bit away from the over is with Hamilton out, New Jersey should be more careful. So this is one of those ones where I would kind of lean the first period under and then bet over after that. I got kind of messed up the last game because there was only like the first two shots they scored on last game, and I had the first period, first 10 minutes under. But I'm going back to it. I'm going back to it here. I'm going to take the first period under. New Jersey is that type of team. I still think I made the right bet. It just didn't work out for me. So I'm going to go back under it. And then I'm going to live bet the over after that. I want to bring it down a little bit. It's 6.5 is a little much, but I think there will be goals in this game. Pittsburgh doesn't seem to know how to play any other. Have you seen them once shut down or even try to shut down a team? No.
At the same time, though, they've been a team that's had the scoring touch. So if they're inviting teams into these type of hockey games, it's almost like they've been the beneficiary of it. So I think until it stops working, they might as well keep doing it themselves. So I do lean the over with you as well. And I'll tell you what, they've got a good defensive core over there in New Jersey, but as you said, dealing with injuries, and they have given up some quality chances. But again, I will be looking for a live over. I like your thoughts there on that one.
The price on New Jersey, though, I don't know what to do with it. Team total over, if I'm going to do anything, it's just like -2 something. Pittsburgh is getting disrespected here, which kind of worries me.
I mean, they are. They continue to. I don't blame anybody that wants to keep sailing into the sunset backing Pittsburgh right now. I truly don't. And I'll tell you, I'm biased because I'm a huge Crosby fan, but the way this guy's playing right now, you look at his props, you look at Malkin props. I mean, the older guys are playing well. They're leading the team.
Mantle over shots. There's a good one for you. Here's the thing, though, about this game. We got to go fast but Pittsburgh is playing a one. Same reason why I didn't like Montreal. They are playing one on the road, and they're playing LA the next day. So that's going to be in the back of their minds here. I always like to look at teams when they got a game the next day. So this is another reason why I like New Jersey. New Jersey's on a kind of a heater. I got to take New Jersey. I'm just not sure how I'm going to bet it. I think I'm going to bet the team total over at -125. I think something like that.
I got to tell you, this next one, Philadelphia versus the Senators. I don't know what's going on with this Senators team defensively this season. Like, even though they only gave up 3, and that includes overtime, whether it's been Allmark or whether it's been the defensive play for this team, I'm not really sure what it's been, but they just have not looked the same. And I think it's really hurt them because their offensive players are scared to play offense because they almost have to help out their defensemen in their own end. The Flyers, on a little mini 2-game streak here, but they played the Canadians potentially in a bad spot, and then the Predators, and you and I both know anybody's beating the Predators right now. No. I want to say it's a good bounce back spot for the Sens, but I'm going to say this here. I still don't think the Flyers have a good offense. Nope. Zegras has looked good. Some of the guys have stepped up. I think that out of the 2 games in the early slate in the NHL, you already talked about liking the over full game with that Pittsburgh game. I think if you were to say which one do you like the under the most, I would probably say this one. Senators and Flyers.
I'm with you 100%. And the reason why Philadelphia has such a tough time with offense is because they really don't have a very good puck moving defense. So players have to spend a lot of time in the defensive zone, and by the time they get to the offensive zone, they're tired. And Ottawa is basically in the same thing. I think they should be focusing on defense here. So under 1.5 first period. I kind of like draw first period. I don't do that very often, but this feels like a draw first period. 0-0 correct score, 1-0 under first period. Yeah, watch we say all this and they'll both come offline. But if there's a day game, I'm not sure about Ottawa in the day games. I didn't really have time to look at that. I don't remember them playing all that many day games. I think Philly is more on the day game boat here. I can only go Philly here the way Ottawa's playing right now.
I've got memories of Philadelphia playing lower scoring afternoon games, but you're right. They do play more day games than Ottawa does for sure.
Yeah. And that's the reason why I would look towards Philly here, but more and draw for the game. Maybe Ottawa needs a point, just get a point. So it's possible that could be all right. Good draw game.
Yeah. It kind of tells you what you need to know about this game, that it's, it's close to a pick 'em pretty much here. -115 at most shops here for the road team. Timothy says, my Flyers aren't generating a whole lot of shots per game. Yeah, they're relying on a really good shooting percentage, and we all know that doesn't last very long, good shooting percentage. So, guys, I'd be looking towards the under. Sounds like Perlo says the same thing, and leaning towards Philadelphia as well. Dallas and Nashville. Well, Dallas's defense, and I keep talking about 2 teams that have pissed me off this season. I'm going to tell you what, as someone that supports Pittsburgh, clearly it's been one of those teams. It's been one of those. They've been one of those teams for me, Pittsburgh. But Anaheim has been one of those teams for me because I'm usually a team totals guy. And of course, I didn't take a team total in the game against Dallas for Anaheim. And what did the score finish? Like 7-5.
Nice, yeah.
Chris Kreider, it looks like a guy that, is fresh into the league. How many goals did he score last year for the Rangers, man? Now he's all of a sudden really, really good again. Very interesting. So I'm seeing a line here of -160, 165. Some spots even have 70. What are your thoughts on this one?
It should be a kill spot for Dallas. That's what this should be angry after that last game. And I still think it's going to catch up to Nashville here. There's just that team is not good. Didn't O'Reilly just have like a pretty much a breakdown and say in public that he had only one good year and all that kind of stuff like that? That kind of little worries me, sort of the same thing as Shen. He's not really calling out his team, but the team's going to gather around them. The problem is I just think this team is bad, and that is it. So it should be a Dallas kill spot here. This is a day game too, right?
Yeah, this is I think like 3 or 4 o'clock.
3 or 4 o'clock, so it's not really a day game. Should be a Dallas kill spot here. I think I'm going to take Dallas team total over. They should be angry after that game against Anaheim. But but I can't take Nashville for anything. So probably if you get minus 170 for Dallas, maybe in regulation here, it's just a good spot for Dallas. If they let us down, they let me down, they let me down. If Nashville does some of their funky stuff they've been doing, then they do. But this team's got to start falling here soon.
And I'm going to try and think positively here. Even though they gave up 7, they still scored 5. I know I'm kind of reaching here for positives, but let's be real. I mean, most games that Dallas scores 5, if I told you, hey, tomorrow night the Dallas Stars are going to score 5 goals, you probably think they win the game. So it was kind of embarrassing how many goals they allowed against Anaheim, but at the same time, still scored 5 goals. You're right, that Ryan O'Reilly, it was a weird mental health day in the NHL with Jakub Dobish breaking down with the media. It was kind of sad to see, but and then Ryan O'Reilly, that's so sad to see a guy say he only had 1 good year in his career. But I think that a lot of the success for Nashville is going to come with defense. So the thing is that minus 160, that's my bread and butter for the plus 110 over 3.5 for Dallas for the team totals. I love that number, plus 110.
Yeah.
A part of me is also like, Nashville's bread and butter when they're trying to bounce back off a bad effort is defense. Because I don't think that their best game is going to be first to 4, first to 5 wins, So I'll see where I get to this one. I truly don't think Dallas had that bad of a game. But you know what? Maybe with Nashville not happy with how they played last game, and then with Dallas giving up 7, maybe we see another under. Maybe this is another under game. Maybe we see teams play some defense here in this one.
If we like the under here, we like Nashville team total under.
Yeah.
That's probably what the call is here. It's Nashville team total under. Maybe Dallas comes out and says, okay, you know what? And Gullickson just seems to keep on pounding the defense here, although they couldn't do it with Anaheim because they came out balls out. But maybe that's it. Back to defense, and Pred's team total under is the play here. Probably minus 135. Hopefully.
No, I'm seeing 115. 115.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, because
under 2.5. Under 2.5.
DeSmith should be in net here, I think.
Yeah.
So if DeSmith is going to, does Dallas have a game next after this? The next night?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so I guess that's a play.
I think that we should see, because it's just based on it. I think there's some type of stat actually that Ralph from WagerTalk got for us one time, especially about a game where a team is just recently gave up 7 or more goals or 6 or more goals in their previous contests.
Yeah.
I think it's like the under is a really, really good bet, because as much as Nashville's mad, Dallas is going to be pissed by how many goals they have. So maybe an under as look team total under for the last thing me and you want though is to talk about an under with the full game. And like you said, see like a 6-1 victory for Dallas and we lose the full game under. So maybe the team total for Nashville is a good way to go. Seattle and St. Louis, this Seattle team, as much as I don't really get impressed watching them, the analytics tell me that loss they had against the Sharks was completely flipped. Like they deserved a much better fate in that game than the score actually reflected. But that's also kind of a talent issue. What do you think? Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, they play hard. They're going to play hard. It's a question of whether St. Louis is going to play hard here. They're coming off that Buffalo win. They should. They scratched Kyrou. The coach is doing everything he can to get these guys to wake up. So Binnington's in net. I mean, tell you the honest truth, this is another one that just seems like a draw spot to me. I think St. Louis needs every point. I think I'd take the draw. I can't trust St. Louis to score right now. You just said that Seattle doesn't have a lot much talent. So I like the under here too. I think this is an under game as well. I can only take the under. I don't know if I'm going to bet it. I'll take a closer look at it, but they should be going back to Binnington. Yeah, they should be going back to Binnington now. The thing that worries me about this game is Binnington. Do you think Binnington really cares about this game? That's the problem I have here. Is because this guy is so freaking flaky. You could actually see If I were to take Seattle on anything here, I would take Seattle first period. I could see Seattle after that loss, and they lost to San Jose too, right? So they're going to be pissed about that. Not that you should be, because this San Jose team is giving Jets a go right now too. We got to start giving this team some respect. But I would say Seattle first period if I was going to do a Seattle pick here. Some first period stuff to me would seem like a good play. But I probably like the under. I probably like the under in this game. It's a 5.5 probably. So I don't really like that. I might be.
It's nice those first period money lines are nice though. You don't have to worry about the full game. Correction here, but I apologize. I was mixed up with a different team. Dallas is on the first half of a back-to-back. But I still think they certainly take that game serious. So maybe even the first half of back-to-back, that bodes well, probably even more for a lower scoring game.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's why I asked the question, is Dallas playing? Because if they get up, they're going to conserve their lower end players. In fact, you could probably look at props for lower end players in that game for Dallas. They might see it as an opportunity to give those guys a go here.
Good point. Maybe I'll just point out
something like that.
The analytics here. Seattle 4.55, San Jose 1.96 expected goals all situations. Final score was 6-1 for San Jose. Yeah. That's incredible. Yeah. Expected goals pretty much 4.5 to 2, and they lose. You got to think that, when a team comes off a game that they deserved a better fate and they lost, maybe that's a real good read by you, taking that first period. Just lay it all out on the line for the first 20 minutes. See what you have for us. I really like your eyes there, because I was going to go.
St. Louis could be coming in fat too, because they actually won a game. It was against Buffalo, who, by the way, I screwed up on that game because I didn't realize how many players were out for Buffalo, and now Dahlin's out. We can get into that later, but I think I'm going to put a little. Now I'm talking myself in a little bit on that Seattle first period.
I like it. Yeah, well, I think I might be involved in Seattle at some point. Yeah, for sure. Steve, thanks very much for being here. Both myself and Perlo, we both bet on player props all the time. Yeah, we've got player props going on in tonight's games. We're sweating out. So you can follow both of us on X, myself at McInnis Picks, and we'll get Perlo's pulled up right here in a second if I can make sure to get
NHL POW, yeah.
There we go.
There's a little POW. One here. I like. I'll go back to Montour over shots again. He didn't get it last time, but I think he probably gets it this time. Oh, Dunn, his old team here too, right?
Oh yeah.
Let's take Dunn for a goal. Let's do it. Probably plus 850.
I like that. That should be good. All right, the next one here. Call me crazy, but I'm tempted to play Washington. I've been taking them a lot, I'll be honest, but I did take them in that spot a couple games ago, and it worked out really well. They were well rested. I believe that was when you and I were on last together. I was fired up about that one. But Tampa Bay, they ended their road trip on a pretty good note, didn't they? They cashed an underdog ticket. First game back at home. And Washington, against their rivals, they went down 3-0. They came back. They made it a hockey game, but they weren't able to string together the complete comeback. They won't be happy. They'll be motivated coming into this one. And Tampa Bay, minus 150 at FanDuel. Is there value on Washington as an underdog here?
First period, I think. This would be a good spot for Washington to come out angry after that last game, and Tampa Bay's coming off the Western road trip, so they're has it been one? It's only been one game in between on the Western road trip too, so they're coming in fat. Usually, coaches don't pound the table too much when a team did well on a road trip. So if they got stuff to do at home and stuff like that, they have a tendency to do more of that kind of stuff instead of just saying, honey, we gotta make sure we win tomorrow. So I think I would look at Washington first period. Probably the game as well. The thing that has me hesitant is I really like the way Tampa Bay is playing.
I get it. I get it. Yeah, they're playing
it's
better.
just a tough spot for them. So I like Washington first period. And it's going to be Thompson. Geez, do you think that Washington can pull out a team total under here? Get back to defense again? Like, they're so strong on the road defensively, and I think that they match up well as far as depth is concerned against them. I think they get the better matchups in this game. So yeah, I wouldn't go Tampa at -150 here. That's for sure. It's Washington.
Yeah. And one thing I like the most too is like when you're fading a team first game after a road trip, you want to fade them if they're coming in fired up. If they're coming in angry and motivated and disappointed. Yeah. That was a big win for them over the Knights. And you mentioned they're playing well, but if there was a fade spot, it could be this one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you what, I've just off the top of my head, I can't guarantee this as an actual trend, but I prefer taking Washington as a favorite. I know that sounds kind of funny, but I don't know if they're really a dog that I love to take. But when the books give us a dog price on the Capitals, it kind of makes me scratch my head. But also the point is Tampa Bay's playing good hockey right now. So that's all the reason we have to know. And Tampa Bay's at home, right? So they're going to get some love by people probably. Yeah,
I think I think we could actually even get a better price by morning on this. Vass should be in. Yeah, they should be the two best. By the way, I just got over in both teams to score in the Winnipeg game. So
first period. Yeah, I saw that. I was texting you earlier about Josh Morrissey over 1.5 shots on goal, and the guy scores a goal in the first of the game. So yeah, I got his shots prop, but I did not take his goal prop. All right. Hopefully for people that are listening to us tomorrow when this game's already over, hopefully we've cashed our ticket on Winnipeg and all of our props. And I hopefully people had a good Friday night and they're ready and locked and loaded to cash some tickets on Saturday with us. Boston and Toronto. Look, this is always a good rivalry. I don't care where these teams are in the standings. It's always a good rivalry, man. It's always a good one. But I got to say this, as much as I don't like this Toronto Maple Leafs team, they do, people said it, and I was making fun on Twitter. They like to flip the switch once it comes into November. They play kind of 50-50 hockey in October. Mm-hmm. Everybody was saying they miss Marner. And just like that, their schedule has been kind of light, I will say. But the Bruins are playing better hockey right now. Don't get me wrong, but I think the Leafs could take care of them. What do you think?
I haven't looked at the price. So,
180.
-180 for the Leafs. I just like the over for the game. I think the Bruins are not trying to shut anybody down. They're playing fast, and I think Toronto will play fast as well. And if you think Toronto's going to win, it seems like they score 4. Toronto scores 4 if they're going to win. It should be. Yeah, I think Boston's going to get theirs. They just playing that style of game where they're going to get theirs. I like Arvidsson over shots here. That'll be a big one. Toronto's not really doing very well at shot suppression right now. And they're having a difficult time because they have nobody to move the puck out. So the forwards have to do a little more work, but they're not really doing it. So I like the over as it stands right now. I will I am terrible at betting Toronto. So I'm going to go with you on this. If you like Toronto, I'll go with Toronto. How good are you at betting Toronto? Because to me, they're the flakiest team. They could come out and just like in spots when they're supposed to win, they don't. And when they do, they do. I never seem to be able to hit them right.
It is weird. And I'll tell you, like the Bruins are going to show up to this one. So you kind of talked me into the over a little bit. I was looking at the analytics and like, the weird thing is that Toronto actually hasn't been generating a ton of offense, but I feel like the team overall is getting their swag going a little bit right now. They're starting to feel it. They've got the injury with Tanev. I'm not even the biggest believer in their blue line, and people call me crazy for that, but I just think they lack some foot speed. They've got grit. They've got size, but I do think like Morgan Riley's not the same guy he was 5 years ago. We all know that. I think this game could be an over. And I think if anybody wanted to play anything to do with Boston, I think you probably look towards the first period. Because Boston, it's one of those rivalry. Like right now, as a Montreal fan, I would tell you their biggest rival is Ottawa. And I would say Toronto's rival is Boston. And the reason being is that even though Toronto and Montreal don't get along, they haven't really been close in the standings for years. But Ottawa and Montreal have, and Boston and Toronto have. So even though Boston, people could say, is this going to be a game that can finally fall off? Few game winning streak for them. Don't look now. This Bees team looks pretty good.
But again, like we said last time, who have they beat? We thought Ottawa. I mean, that Ottawa team looked absolutely horrid, and they didn't destroy them. So if Toronto's gunning it right now, I would say, you know what this feels like? It's like what I saw here. I think this is fast right out of the gates. So over
first
1.5 first period. Yeah, but I don't, it's probably juiced. And team total and both teams to score. I think I'll bet those two for sure. And if you like Toronto, I'll take Toronto because I still say this Boston team is smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, I don't love the price on Toronto. I'd love to even get them live if they go down 2-1 or something. But I do, I think that first period over is a really good look. All I know is this. Toronto's getting hot right now. The Bees, they're playing better hockey, but to your point, who have they beat? They haven't looked that great. But I'm telling you, this Bruins team, what scares me about this matchup is that every single time that they play, the Bruins show up against the Toronto Maple Leafs. That they care about this matchup. But
absolutely,
if you would have told me that Morgan Geekie had 10 goals November 7th before the season's over, I would ask you if you have the best dealer in North America because I didn't know what you're smoking. But now you take a look at Morgan Geekie, 10 goals. 10 goals from Morgan Geekie. It's shocking, guys, to see this. But if you're good with it, Perlo, let's go with a consensus play. Over 1.5 goals.
One thing we got to hesitate a little bit on. They have Carolina the next day. Yeah. Toronto has Carolina the next day.
That's good for us with over 1.5. I think that means Boston can catch them off guard.
I think that's a Carolina spot then too. But anyways, I won't get into that. But yeah, there you go. I think they care. Are they going to care more about this game? I like the over first period for sure. And both teams to score.
Montreal. Look, I keep saying this. When a spot seems fishy, you kind of have to scratch your head a little bit. But I also don't know which spot it really is fishy for because let's be honest, these are two teams that are playing pretty well that people might not have expected individually to be able to put up the numbers that they have so far this season. Loading up the standings here just on my phone, the Montreal Canadiens second in the Eastern Conference and the Utah Mammoth holding 18 points, tied for third in the Western Conference. So both these teams doing very well in their own individual progress of their teams so far. And speaking of progress, how about the progress from arenas for Utah playing in a college campus pretty much to playing at a really, really good arena for Utah. But I'll tell you what, Montreal, back-to-back games with blown leads, but back-to-back games where they just did not play well out of the gate. First 20, first 40, whatever it might have been. I think this has to be a dialed in spot here. The only thing that worries me is that, and I could be wrong here. You can correct me, but I'm trying to look it up. Utah, how many games has this been on their road trip for them? It's only 1 or 2, right? So they've played on Wednesday. So even though it's a road trip, I got to say they're rested here, right? So they played against the Leafs on Wednesday, so they've had a couple of days off. You sleep Wednesday night, you sleep Thursday night, you sleep Friday night. You don't play till Saturday, so it's not like they really have some type of road trip spot here. But you tell me if I'm being biased. I always like to say that when I'm talking about my Habs. This young team plays better at the Bell Center. There is a boost for this young team at the Bell Center. And you know who also plays better at home? The Utah Mammoth. So I got to give the edge to the home team here. I mean, this game is a pick 'em. It's kind of a scratch your head game, but I think Marty St. Louis is going to have this team dialed in. They work so hard in the third period to get their lead back and they lose it, then lose in overtime. I think they'll benefit off the home ice advantage. And there's so many young goal scorers and people always forget to mention how important the last change is, Perlo.
Yeah. Oh, I think Montreal, when they get the matchups on defense, which at home they will, coming off that, some flaky, they call it flaky games. It was a bad spot against New Jersey. They did well to get the point. But you also mentioned Dobish having the breakdown that he had and stuff like that. I think this is going to be a motivated and angry team going up against a young Utah team. Young players like to play against young players. It's just the way it is. I like the over in this game. Utah, I think, is, like you said, their legs shouldn't be too bad. I think they are going to get theirs as well. I got team total over for Montreal, and I am thinking about putting a smidge on Montreal to score 2 goals in the first period. I think they're going to come out hard here. Last time they were down 3-0. I still don't see Montreal going out and trying to shut anybody down ever right now. I think they got to learn that before they're ever going to be a cup team. But right now it doesn't seem like they're doing it. So I'm going to take 2 for Montreal in the first period, team total over for the game, and Montreal to win the game. I already got the Montreal to win the game in. I had it as soon as it came out. So I think,
they had a really good run in the first period so far this season. They've only dropped 2 first periods, I think. Yeah,
puck line first period is another one. You can get a really nice price on that. I really like that. But Utah's going to be there too. Utah's going to be there. They got a lot of offense on that team. This is going to be an exciting game to watch. It better be. If this comes out and they're both trying to play, freaking, I will throw my at the screen. No way. This has got to be fast. This has got to be way over. I might even go alt over here, like 7.5 or something like that. I think one way or another, this is going over.
I wish that Utah played on like Thursday or something. Even that extra night of rest I don't really like, but to your point, let's get some goals here. Anything but a boring game. Anything but a boring game. Mm-hmm. I'm up for it. Anthony saying that anything we take the opposite. Why are you here then? Why are you here watching the show? If you're saying anything we take the opposite, kind of a crazy bet. Come on, man. Come on. It's a Friday night. Let's have some fun here. Islanders, Rangers. Islanders and Rangers. Yeah, both playing second half of back-to-back. And I'll tell you what, this Rangers team has looked horrible at home. Like, at home versus on the road, what a difference it's made for this team. But you know what, Perlo? This is one chalk piece that I will take for Saturday. We've talked about some unders, been some underdogs. I do like the Rangers here. And sometimes we talk about a team coming off a road trip, and then the next day, the next game, maybe they'll feel good and take it lightly, as we were talking about with Tampa. But I feel like this is different. They put up a good, solid 60 minutes against the Wings. And I really feel like after that 60 minutes against the Wings, great effort. Panarin shaves his head, comes in playing well. Zibanejad playing well. Lafreniere gets on the board. This team looked good. And I'll tell you, the regression we're going to see from this Islanders team, it might have started Friday night. And I don't want to sound like an over-exaggerating type of person, but I think that this Islanders team offensively might have been just a little bit overstepping what they actually are, because they were getting some fortuitous bounces, to say the least. I like New York, and I'm going to go bold here. First home win, team total over 3.5 at a nice plus price. New York. When they win, they win big at home. They're not going to squeak out a boring home win. They're either going to get embarrassed again, or they're going to show up in a big way.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think Patrick Roy is a great coach, to tell you the honest truth. It's unfortunately he's just got a really bad team, and I think that's going to keep on going here. I would only take the Rangers. I wouldn't take the Islanders. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but I'm going to stick with these Islander overs. They're just going over, and that is a Patrick Roy way of playing. He wants his teams to play a offensive possession game, and the Islanders aren't very good at it, and they don't have very good defense. If there's ever a time for the Rangers to score at home, this is the one. Unless Sorokin just goes nuts. The problem really with the Rangers has been is not that they haven't been playing well at home. They haven't been able to put it away at home. It's only going to take a couple for them to do that. Maybe this Detroit thing, I don't know. I think a lot of people are going to be off the Rangers because of this home thing, but I'm not going to be on the Islanders either. I'm just going to say
it's a contrarian pick tomorrow.
Yeah, I would only take the Rangers too, and maybe when I think about it more, I'll bet them. But I'm going to stick with the over. I don't see this being I don't see the Rangers coming out and trying to shut down the Islanders. This is a team that needs to score at home, so they're going to be coming out fast. So whether the Islanders are scoring them or the Rangers are scoring them, I think this is going to be an over. The only thing is, is it a 6? Please tell me it's a 6, not a 6.5.
It is a 6. Yeah,
6. I'll take the over on the 6, and I'm with you. This feels like it should be a big spot. Now, I think part of the reason why the Rangers have struggled at home is they still have this residue of what management did from last year. They're really not happy with management still to this day. They're still not happy. So they're fighting themselves because they go home and they're like, they got these ugly feelings. But this is the Islanders, and the Rangers always kill the Islanders. So I see your point. And I may bet it myself, but I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna take the over for the.
Shout out to Bill here, first time watching the show. Never missed it again. Thanks so much. Both of us appreciate you being here.
Better than the last one,
man. Thanks a lot. Yeah. We're going only up from here. Only up from the last comment. You gotta love that. We got our boy in the chat here. Rasmus Dahlin takes a leave of absence to return to Sweden. Very, very tough. And, wishing the best for him and his wife or his fiance as well. And that comment, he knows we're going in rotation order, Buffalo and Carolina. I'm going to tell you, Perlo, we only have a few more games left. I'm passing this game. I don't have any thoughts on this one here. Carolina, whopping minus 260 favorites. Yeah. If I was playing this one, I might look for some type of bounce back effort offensively for Buffalo. But if I like that, then I'm just going to play the over. It's at 6.5. You think of Dahlin as an offensive defenseman, which he is, but he still is a defenseman and he plays a lot of minutes. Someone's going to actually have to pick up that time that he's going to be, gone for. Wouldn't be shocked to see goals from Carolina, but I think both teams can score. So, but I'm not going to get to the window with this game. Anything for you?
Well, you would think, okay, they're going to rally behind their captain because of what happened there, and they're going to come out and play a good game. Honestly, I don't think that's happening with Buffalo. This has just been bad news after bad news. This is a team that is down totally in the dumps. I think Carolina, I already put it in. I'm taking Sabres team total under. I don't think they're going to, maybe they're going to play hard, but they're not going to score. I just don't see them scoring here. And Carolina's got Toronto the next day. So maybe under for the game, and maybe they take it easy on them because of the Dahlin thing, and they got Toronto. If they do get up early, you know what Carolina can do. I don't think they're going to punish the crap out of Buffalo here, especially with all that Dahlin information and stuff like that. This Buffalo may just kind of concede in depression here. I really think that might be the case. And Carolina will just take it. So I took some on the team total under for Buffalo. Look at their lineup. Who's going to score? Tage? Maybe, but I mean, Carolina is a team that is pretty hard to score against now that they got Miller back and stuff like that. And they're at home. So they're not going to I don't think they're going to totally be looking ahead to Toronto here. A Brindamore team generally doesn't do that. But so I just took team total under. Maybe Buffalo wins 2-1 or something like that. But I don't think they're going to score that many goals. Now, it's going to be Kochetkov, though, for Carolina, right? He had a good game his first game.
Lock it down defensively. You're right. Maybe that's the angle to look towards is lock it down defensively. But at the end of the day, though, too, it's like, man, how much can they lock it down defensively without Dahlin? He's such a big part of that team defensively.
No, I'm thinking Carolina, it's going to be Kochetkov. And for Kochetkov, I think Carolina will lock it down defensively because he's just getting his legs rolling and stuff like that. They don't want to throw him out there. I think this is a sleepy game, probably an under.
Yeah, I don't like it. Florida, San Jose, we got a big number on Florida. Only a few books have odds up. Let's skip over that game because it's a massive, massive number. Colorado, Edmonton. This is a game you want to talk about. It's a pick 'em here. I look forward to watching where this one moves overnight, to be quite honest with you, to see what the market ends up thinking about this one here. But this Avalanche team, it's been nothing. It's nothing but great news for this Avalanche team recently. They did drop that one game to the Sharks, but other than that, this team's playing very well. And most games they've lost have been in overtime. For some reason, this Avalanche team, I don't know what it is. They can't win games in overtime, but they're great 5-on-5 and great in regulation.
Yeah.
But having said all of that, give me the Edmonton Oilers in this one. Wow. I like this spot for the Oilers. I think they've been playing some better hockey. And look at the analytics from not just the start of the season, but the past few weeks, they had been creating more. The recent results and the recent scores wouldn't tell you this team's been playing better. Tight win over the Blackhawks, tight win for them over, the Mammoth. But overall, it's been a struggle for them. But their games have seen progress. And the biggest thing is, me and you both know, Leon is great, Connor's great. It's all about the secondary pieces. Roslovic looks better. I think Mangiapane looks better. Some of these guys look better. If they get secondary scoring, they can win. I think that at home, we're going to see a little bit of money come in. I think we're actually going to see love come in overnight on Avalanche. Give me the Oilers to get the job done. Is that a bold take, or is that kind of a semi-warm take? What do we think?
I'm kind of sour on the Oilers. Colorado has Vancouver the next night. If you like the Edmonton,
and if they lose, they're going to beat the shit out of Vancouver. That's how I feel. If they lose, I think
that's true. I think that's going to happen anyways. If you like Edmonton, there's only an over here. Edmonton's not shutting down Colorado. There's no freaking way. That you talked about Roslovic and all these guys. They look good offensively, but Edmonton's depth forwards after Hopkins, McDavid, and Draisaitl, they're clueless in the neutral zone. Everybody gives Bouchard all this bad mouthing and stuff like that. If you watch him play, when he goes to pass out to the neutral zone, when it's not Hopkins or somebody out there, there's nobody to be found. These guys are absolute. This is the reason why in Carolina, Roslovic got played with Jarvis and guys like that, because he's not a smart player. He's got a great shot offensively, no doubt about that. But Colorado can eat that alive. So if you like Edmonton, I think you gotta like the over. I'm on the fence about who's going to win this game. Colorado's got that game against Vancouver. The Oilers are going to be way up for this game, but my gut says the opposite of you. I'm actually thinking Colorado wins this game. I just think they're too good. And I don't think Edmonton's very good. I think they're overvalued. I think that I've been betting against them all year. So it's been winning money for me. So I would probably take Colorado. Now, because I like Colorado, I sort of more lean to the under. I think with Colorado having to play Vancouver, if you can control Draisaitl and McDavid, if you can do that, if you can control those two guys, what else do they got? They just have to control those two guys, which is not easy. Don't get me wrong, but I think they have a team that can do it. They've got a strong defense. They've got much better depth forwards. So I'm leaning Colorado here. And that's what I'm going to go with right now. I haven't had a chance to deep dive this game, but that's what I got right now. But I agree with you. Edmonton's going to come out hard. No doubt about it. If I were to take Edmonton, I might consider first period.
It's definitely a bit of, and I'll tell you what, McKinnon likes to show up. He'll never admit this, but he likes to show up against McDavid.
Yeah,
everybody says best player in the world. These guys, it's not a rivalry, technically, but I think these two teams do love playing each other. So we'll see. It should be a really good game to watch. I look forward to it. All right, we've gone pretty long here, so we've got just two more games left. Columbus, Vancouver, Anaheim, and Vegas. What do you think? These last two games? Yeah, this
Anaheim
is
again.
It's the fastest
Anaheim,
half an hour in the world. They're the longest half an hour in the world.
just put them out as 2 different videos.
Yeah.
Anaheim has got Winnipeg the next game, and that's what really has me here on this one. I mean, I think this is the first time Anaheim has had a game. I wonder if Vegas knows that, hey, this team is for real now. This is what I wonder in this game. Is this? But what I'm going to take first, and I'll think about more. So go over to Perlo's NHL POW. I'll have something. I bet something on all the games. I like the over first period here. I can't take an under. No way. Not the way Anaheim is playing. You're seeing San Jose play here too. And I think they have a game after this as well. So these young kids, they don't know anything until their legs fall off. So I like over in the first period, and if Vegas is going to win it, they'll take it in the third. That's kind of what I like. So but over in the first period, because either Vegas is going to have to keep up with them, or they're going to allow Anaheim to score in the first period because they're not slowing down. So,
yeah, and look, at this point, I've learned my lesson. I don't want to go against Anaheim necessarily, but I do want to back probably the team total for Vegas. You know, they had a 1-0 game against Detroit. And then they had that wacky game against Tampa. I mean, they've had some up and down games. So I think overall we could see some goals in that game.
Yeah.
Like the question is, Perlo, we both know. I mean, this Anaheim team, they're not going to go 82-0 to the over here. There's going to be some unders that start hitting for Anaheim. I just don't want to be the guy that picks it. So I'm looking forward to a really good day in the NHL tomorrow, though. These are just some opening thoughts that me and you have and some picks that we like. But we'll spend some time tonight looking at it. Tomorrow morning, wake up, a fresh board to look at, and all kinds of great opportunities tomorrow to make money. Well,
the
NHL
under is tomorrow with Anaheim. Not tomorrow, the next day. Winnipeg.
The next 2 games, one of those games is going to be the under. And I think you said if we get Hellebuck too, especially, that's the spot.
Yeah.
That's the spot. Well, thanks for joining me, man. Thanks a lot for coming on with me, man.
Come on anytime you want, man. I love you, dude. I love your show. I love everything about you, buddy.
You keep grinding. I see you doing your shows as well. You did Puck in Deep, right? Pucks in Deep. You're doing your own show now.
Puck in Deep is a new one that I'm doing right now. It's a startup one. We're not too many people are watching it. I highly recommend it if you're a hockey geek like me. We get into the depth. It's not a betting show. It's just a hockey show. We just talk about the game. And I do a show after Andrew's show right now at 11 o'clock. And the reason why I do it at 11, so I can watch your show, buddy. So you can at 11 o'clock at night, you can watch my show on there. And you can go over to Perlo's NHL POW, become a community member. I've started a little thing where you can help me with donations and stuff like that for my picks and stuff. I'll tell you all about it if you want to go there. And you can hopefully find me here again because absolute blast. And by the way, say hi to Carmine for me. He had I had the draw in the Montreal Jersey game, and you tell him I tailed him in the comments. He woke me up to that draw, and I took it because of him. So let him know that.
He's a great guy. Maybe we'll do a show, the 3 of us sometime. It'd be a great time.
That would be
to get together. So thanks so much, brother. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you during the weekend, I guess. We'll hopefully we can cash some of these tickets we talked about tonight. So good luck, man.
Those bookers.
Let's get it done. Take care. All right, guys. Thanks so much to Perlo for joining me here tonight. Love the fact that he hopped on with me, and we both like a lot of the same stuff. So let's make some money every single game on the board. Saturday NHL. I told you guys 20, 30, 40 minutes. We went for 50 minutes, but that's how it goes with a big NHL slate. Wishing you all the best. We'll see you guys next time, and make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel on WagerTalk TV. If you guys enjoyed this video, please comment below. Let us know what you thought, and let us know who you are betting in the NHL tonight. Get all my picks, of course, wt.buzz/am. Follow me on X at McInnis Picks. Subscribe to our channel at WagerTalk TV. Thanks so much, guys. See you next time.